Without warning, March 13th became our last day on campus as Downers Grove North Trojans.
We had no idea we would not be back.
Never again would we sit in a North High classroom, walk down a hallway during a passing period, or be a member of End Zone.
These last few months, we missed out on performances, assemblies, competitions, prom, and graduation.
And we will never get those things back.
But what we didn't realize was that we would experience something that no other class before us had.
We would experience a community embracing us.
We'd feel the love and support of our teachers and school.
Our families celebrated us.
And our neighbors cheered for us.
We were honored in ways that we never could have imagined.
While things didn't go the way we planned,
We have shown that we are resilient, we are strong, and we are united.
We are proud to be the DGN Class of 2020.
Dr. Thiele, members of the Board of Education, faculty and staff, parents, families, and friends, welcome to the virtual graduation ceremony for the Downers Grove North High School Class of 2020. My name is Janice Schwartz, and I have the honor and privilege of being the principal of North. This ceremony is part of a rich history as we celebrate the graduation of the 92nd class from North High School and the 142nd in the history of Downers Grove High Schools. Of course, we are also making history tonight with our first ever virtual ceremony. While it is not the graduation you had imagined, I hope you will enjoy this celebration of the class of 2020. To begin our ceremony, Juliana Toohey will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Juliana served in several leadership roles at North and was one of the students who recited the pledge on the daily announcements. The Pledge of Allegiance will be followed by the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by William Berberick. William has been a choir member and has performed in many of our theater productions.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Juliana and William. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the following students from the class of 2020 who have joined the military. Daniel Adam, Martinez Barsketas, Peter Gartland, and Logan Maramba. Thank you for your service to our country. I would now like to introduce J.P. Watts as the MC of the first part of our ceremony. J.P. was one of the student leaders of End Zone and was a member of the volleyball team.
Thank you, Ms. Schwartz. Tonight, we'll have two student speakers. It is my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker today, Brady Moore. Brady has been involved in a variety of activities while at North High, including football, orchestra, bass fishing, investment club, scholastic club, National Honor Society, and math team. He's used his talents to bring about positive change throughout his time at North, being a North Star and a change maker. Brady was also one of the 26 students in Illinois named to the IHSA All-Academic Team and will be studying nuclear plasma and radiological engineering at the University of Illinois in the fall.
Good evening, graduates, and everyone watching. I'm honored to have the opportunity to address you all at this virtual graduation ceremony. Before I begin, I would like to thank all of the wonderful teachers and other adults in our building who have worked hard to make our time at Downers Grove North a positive experience. Earlier this spring, our time at DGN was abruptly cut short by the coronavirus pandemic. But that doesn't mean, as the class of 2020, we didn't make our mark. Since our freshman year, we have taken advantage of every opportunity that our school has to offer. In sports, we have helped lead our teams to conference titles and runs into the state playoffs. Opportunities in clubs and extracurricular activities have turned us into leaders, and as a result, we have made our school a better place. In the classroom, we have proven our commitment to academics by striving to do our very best. We have also faced our fair share of adversity and tragedy. Just last year, we mourned the loss of one of our very own. And through the pain and suffering we felt, we became closer as a class and learned how to continue. Beth Strong. Our latest adversity has been living through what seems like a world on fire. And living in Illinois, the prairie state, I think a prairie fire is a particularly adept metaphor for our current situation. The flames of COVID-19 and racial justice protests have engulfed our world. Businesses have struggled to survive while complying with social distancing regulations, and we have all had to deal with limited human interaction for the past 4 months. Although the flames all around us are scary and may only seem destructive, this fire actually can be beneficial to the life on our prairie. In nature, the fire's ashes add nutrients to the soil, and the flames clear away the clutter, allowing the space for plants to grow and promote biodiversity. In our case, the fire is forcing our society to become stronger and turning the world into a blank slate for the class of 2020 to shape however we want. We don't yet know what the world will look like 10 years after the coronavirus, but we can be sure that it will be shaped in a large part by this year's graduating class. As we head off into college, into the workforce, or into the military, we will be the ones building up society from the ashes. Each one of us is currently just a small seed with great potential, and right now the fire is raging above us. As the flames die down, we will each have a chance to unlock our potential and add a flower to the prairie, making our mark on the new world. Thank you.
Thank you, Brady. I'm pleased to introduce the Downers Grove North Band's rendition of the song Lean on Me. Composed by Bill Withers, while they sing, you'll see photos of the class of 2020.
I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things that you can borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share the load if you just call me. Call me. Well, if you need a friend, call me. You know you can call me. If you ever need a friend, you can call me. Call me. You know you can call me. Call me.
Thank you to the class of 2020 band members for this beautiful rendition of Lean on Me, and to Mr. Brer Teague, the Fine Art Department Chair, for creating this wonderful video. It truly captures how the class of 2020 has relied on each other over the last 4 years. Now I'd like to introduce our second student speaker, Ella Dennis. Ella has been involved in band, French club, orchestras, National Honor Society, and speech. She served as captain of the speech team and of the mellophone section in band. Ella plans to attend the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign next year and will double major in psychology and English.
2020 has been an unpredictable year, and it's only June. So far, our class has lived through a presidential impeachment trial, Brexit over in Europe, a global pandemic, and as I'm speaking, many of us are taking to the streets to demand justice for communities who are so often dehumanized. That's a sentence I certainly never imagined saying, but seriously. Our class is no stranger to tumultuous times. We came to DGN during a chaotic, politically unprecedented time in our nation's history. And over the years at DGN, we rallied for social causes and watched as similar cries for action broke out across the country. And this year, we lost final performances, senior seasons, prom, and graduation at the hands of a global pandemic. But most of all, we all experienced the loss of a beloved classmate. In incomprehensible times like those, it's easy and common for people
to turn inwards, or even retaliate against one another as our shock turns into anger. But in the aftermath of those events, rather than lash out, I saw our class become more united than ever before. More than ever, students and teachers checked in on one another. Classes sat in commemorative silence when everybody needed a break, and had open discussions when it was clear that people needed to share what they were feeling. And even now, I see us sharing resources online and making beautiful art and videos to commemorate our 4 years at DGN, even if we can't reminisce all in the same room at one time. Remarkably, we are a class that found refuge in empathy and compassion instead of in malice and isolation. And because of that, not only did we find comfort in one another, but as we stepped up to meet the next challenge and the next one, we were automatically prepared to respond as a community with understanding and with altruism. You see, compassion is just like any other activity or skill. The more you use it, the more naturally it comes in response to strife. And after 4 years of facing challenge after challenge, it's pretty clear that compassion comes naturally for the class of 2020. But that certainly doesn't mean that we shouldn't keep practicing. These uncertain times during the COVID-19 pandemic, while harrowing, are temporary. But uncertain times in general are a universal that will frequent all of our lives at one point or another. On more than one occasion, after we've stepped out into the world beyond DGN, we will look around us and say to ourselves, the world needs to change. And the solution will probably seem daunting. But whether it be in our personal lives, logistic solutions to a pandemic, or fighting for systemic change in the institutions of our nation, these solutions must come from an understanding of the shared humanity that exists amongst us all. These solutions must come out of compassion. Compassionate solutions to world problems do much more than just make a few people smile. They have the power to exact fundamental change in a society that routinely mutes the voices of certain people while lifting up others. So as we all move into the future, we have a responsibility to listen to those downtrodden voices with an open mind. We have a responsibility to act with indiscriminate kindness, to be Beth Strong. We have a responsibility to use our advantages, our abundant privilege, to give others advantages of their own. Because if we all emerge into the next chapters of our lives, and we pair our passions with the compassion that we learned in our time at DGN, no matter what the world throws at us, I have no doubt that we can make it a more equitable, habitable, and yes, compassionate place for everybody. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Ella. Finally, on behalf of the student body, I'd like to take a moment to honor 3 staff members who are retiring this year. Ms. Leanne Rink taught physical education here at North for 27 years. Ms. Barb Zarnick served as a social worker at North for 28 and a half years. Ms. Jolie Fredette has fulfilled several roles while at North, but has spent most of her time as the athletic department secretary. She has been at North for 30 years. All of these women have had a tremendous impact on the lives of students here tonight and many others who came before us. We will miss them dearly. The class of 2020 is grateful for the guidance and support all of our faculty members have given us during the past 4 years, for their dedication to providing us with the best possible education and for preparing us for the road ahead. We wish we would have had an opportunity to thank them in person, but hopefully they know how much we appreciate them. Thank you.
Thank you, JP. Class of 2020, I am honored to speak to you on this joyous occasion. From the beginning, I knew you would always have a special place in my heart because your freshman year was also my freshman year, in that it was my first year as a school principal. We shared mixed feelings of nervousness and excitement back in August of 2016. And while we had no idea what the next 4 years would bring, we were eager to start our journey and make our mark on Downers Grove North High School. And what a journey it has been. Each one of you has accomplished so much in your 4 years at North High and created so much to celebrate. The class of 2020 has excelled in academics, athletics, and activities. 67 students earned a GPA of 4.0 to 4.39, and 39 students earned a GPA of 4.4 or above. We have 10 National Merit Commended students, 6 National Merit finalists, and 1 National Merit semifinalist. Many of our students also earned honors at TCD. 27 of our athletes will compete in college next year. Members of the class of 2020 have participated in numerous athletic and activity state competitions, with several individuals and teams earning conference, regional, and sectional honors. We've even had several state competitors and medalists. Our musical and theater performances, as well as our art exhibitions, were second to none. The list of accomplishments is long and varied, and I have enjoyed watching students from the class of 2020 excel in so many ways. Unfortunately, our journey is also marked with pain and sorrow. As both Brady and Ella mentioned in their speeches, you, the class of 2020, faced more than your fair share of tragedy, disappointment, and tumultuous times. Most significantly, last year, you lost a beloved classmate, and this year, your senior year was abruptly cut short. The much anticipated spring competitions, performances, and celebrations did not occur. You didn't have a chance to say goodbye to your teachers or to each other. Instead, you were faced with many weeks of quarantine and the fears associated with the pandemic. Just when we started to see a light at the end of the tunnel, the country erupted in protest over ongoing racial injustice and loss of Black lives. Fortunately, this class, maybe more than any other class in history, understands the importance of supporting each other and sticking together during difficult times. Through actions such as comforting a crying friend, organizing a t-shirt sale, coining the phrase Beth Strong, posting positive messages on social media, engaging in thoughtful conversations, and participating in a peaceful march for action, the class of 2020 has responded to all challenges with resilience, compassion, and purpose. As you head out to a world that is full of uncertainty, I hope you will remember that you are not alone. As our featured song, Lean On Me, states, and as you know all too well, at times you will experience pain and sorrow, and sometimes you will not feel strong enough. You must not be afraid to swallow your pride and lean on someone. Indeed, as I reflect on the last 4 years, I know that I personally turned to many people for support and was inspired and comforted by witnessing the class of 2020 extend a helping hand to those in need. Class of 2020, it has been an honor to walk alongside you these past 4 years. While I still have 1 more year before I leave North High, you are ready for the next step in your journey of life. From your experiences at North, each one of you is not only prepared academically, but emotionally as well. Whatever life brings you, you will always know that you can handle it. While I am sad that your time at North has ended, I look forward to seeing the positive difference you will make in our world. I know that each one of you is committed to making our world a better place because you most certainly have left a positive mark on North High. and for that, I am grateful. Class of 2020, you will always be remembered by our community, not just because of COVID-19, but because of your many accomplishments and who you are as individuals and as a class. You also will always hold a special place in my heart. I will miss you. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best. And now, Dr. Thiele and members of the Board of Education, it is with great honor and pleasure that I present to you the North High School class of 2020. As principal, I certify that the graduating class of 2020 has met all the requirements as set forth by the state of Illinois and the Board of Education of District 99, and are hereby granted all the rights and privileges that correspond accordingly. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Community High School District 99, Dr. Hank Thiele.
I would like to start out by congratulating the class of 2020 on your accomplishments during your high school career, culminating in today's graduation celebration. This is always a big moment of celebration for each of you as students, but also for your parents, family members, teachers, and staff members who have helped you along the way. Before you start your next chapter, please take a moment to reflect on all of those people who helped you navigate your school years. Those people who supported you, cared for you, took you all the places you needed to go, and made it possible for you to be here today. There were a lot of caring adults that looked out for you for many years, and we are all very proud of you, your accomplishments, and we are excited to see what the future holds for you. The class of 2020 is special to me. You were my first freshman class when I started in District 99 as superintendent. And 4 years later, we've made it to this point. One of the best parts of being the superintendent is that I get to be your last high school teacher. What I'm about to share with you will be the last lesson in your high school career. Take notes, there will be a test afterwards. I'm going to share with you the most important lesson I ever learned. It was taught to me by my grandfather, and I actually learned it by failing a test. Growing up, my grandfather would always tell me that you show what you value in life by where you spend your time. He would say the only thing you can never get more of is time. You can't earn it, you can't buy it, and nobody can give it to you. One day after college, when I was married and working, but didn't have kids, so I had plenty of time to play video games, I called my grandpa, and he reminded me of how long it had been since we had talked. I told him I had been busy with work and school and everything else, and that's when my grandfather said, "You show what is most important to you by where you spend your time." I never ever told my grandfather that he wasn't important to me, but by not calling, I had showed him that he wasn't. Sure, some of what I was spending my time on was important, but not all of it, and especially not the video games. After that, I called my grandfather more regularly, and I never told him again that I didn't have time to call. Today, I would give almost anything to have more time with him. You experienced a similar lesson this year when you left school on Friday, March 13th. You didn't know it was your last day at high school. I look back on that day, and I am reminded of a line from the movie The Sandlot. At some point in your childhood, you and your friends went outside to play together for the last time, and nobody knew it. You will always remember March 13th as the end of high school. I am sure that had you known that at the time, that it was your last day inside of your school, you would have spent your time differently. And I hope that you learned from March 13th that your time is a limited resource, and where you spend it shows what you value most. I told you there would be a test after this lesson. It's coming, but not today. When in the future you don't get something really important done, think very carefully before you say, "I didn't have time." Better yet, budget your time and spend it where it matters most. I hope that you don't fail the test like I did with my grandfather. You have now completed your final lesson of high school. It has been my honor to be your teacher. Finally, I want to remind you that this community will always be your home. We are proud to have you as a representative of District 99. Please come back and share your successes and how your experience in high school prepared you for your next set of adventures. I can't wait to learn about how you make a positive difference for the world. It is now my privilege to recommend to the members of the Board of Education the North High Class of 2020 to move forward as graduates of Community High School District 99. Congratulations, graduates. It's been an honor to serve you for the past 4 years. I wish you the best of times in your future. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the members of the District 99 Board of Education.
As school board members, we represent the community.
It has been our task to provide a caring and nurturing environment
where all students can become lifelong learners,
as well as contributing, responsible members of a changing world.
It has been our honor to serve you.
Congratulations, North High Class of 2020.
Good evening, Class of 2020. What a senior year this has been. Even though much of your senior year has been far from traditional, do not let that diminish your accomplishments. Use what you have learned these last few months to reflect during isolation and to protest against injustice, along with what you have learned from your teachers, coaches, and mentors throughout your time here. Representing the Board of Education, I am honored to accept the recommendation for graduation for the Class of 2020, and we wish you all well in your futures.
Thank you, Dr. Thiele and Dr. Kupka. At this time, we will recognize each member of the Class of 2020. Thank you to Mr. Demetrius Papageorge and Mr. Brer Teague for reading the names of our students. A silver lining of having a virtual ceremony is that I don't have to ask graduates and families to be quiet as names are read. Therefore, feel free to cheer for graduates as you view the slides.
Isabel Abdallah, Carla Acevedo Soto, Daniel Adam, Alexis Adamo, Mason Adams, Madison Edelman, Carlos Aguilera, Ayan Ahmed, Ali Ahmed, Zan Ahmed, Anne-Marie Eichinger, Mary Albert, Danny Alcantara, Rafael Alcantara, Junaid Ali, Kennedy Allen, Kristen Almazan, Christelle Amaro, Aisha Amin, Lawrence Arndt, Jack Bailey, Joshua Banashak, Samuel Barbado, Nicholas Barker, Gerardo Barrera, Martinus Barsketis, John Barton, Sophia Beasley, Peter Bednar, Ava Bednard, Angelo Bembenek, Elizabeth Benge, Aaron Bentley, William Berberick, Carly Bernhard, Kelsey Bernhard, Eric Biken, Michaela Bjarnson, Samuel Black, Belle Blanchard, Celeste Bonga, Nathan Boris, Cal Bossard, Julissa Boyas, Carolyn Page Bright, Caden Brennan, Ian Bromfield, Cordina Brown, Amanda Bryant, Lily Bueller, James Bulltice, Alexandria Bush, Chris Camacho, Hunter Campbell, Elizabeth Candell, Grace Cannon, Aiden Caney, Kevin Carbon, Samuel Kahlberg, Shay Casey, Benjamin Cash, Ty Casper, Drew Cassens, Roberto Castro, David Cesario, Kuranveen Chahal, Daniel Chaidez, Grace Chalberg, Grace Chalk, Amelia Chavez, Brandon Chavez Jimenez, Penwill Chen, Michael Christensen, Jackson Clark, Chloe Claybor, Noah Clements, Daniel Cleva, Cecilia Cogger, David Cohn, Kevin Cohn, Caitlin Connolly, Jarrett Cook, Maeve Cook, Joseph Capitelli, Allison Courts, Priscilla Cortez, Carolina Kotiomitis, Amanda Courtney, Nakayla Cox, Joyce Regina Credo, Charlie Quaya, Estelle Check, Sophia Dalen, Capricia Darris, Mackenzie DeBoer, Elizabeth Delegan, Jacob Delutri, Cameron Demos, Alyssa Dennis, Mark Dennison, Devin DeSitter, Thomas Diamond, Jaime Diaz de Leon, Belkis Debrani, Tabitha Dickinson, Anthony Demofsky, Jacob Dolan, Alexis Dorian, Colin Doyle, Meredith Doyle, Elizabeth Drobny, Stacy Drowen, Allison Dry, Nikola Duganzik, Julia Dumitrescu, Joseph Duncan, Miriam Dwyadar, Audrey Dwyer, Kirikou Eccles, Alexander Economos, Rebecca Edmondson, Lauren Egan, Bryson Eisenhut, Lillian Anabe, Susanna Erickson, Ryan Escudero, Daniel Eubler, Caden Faldetta, Derek Ferraro, Gianna Ferraro, Elizabeth Farragon, Jordan Feege, Deanna Fields, Faith Figuera, Sean Figueray, John Flavin, Aiden Flores, Ricardo Flores, Lila Ford, Brian Foskett, Emily Fulop, Randy Gale, Dakin Galindo, Joshua Gamonez, Desiree Garcia, Ruby Garcia Gonzalez, Danielle Gargiulo, Jacqueline Garrow, Peter Gartlin, Henry Gates, Jackson Geist, Bronson George, Nicholas Geringer, Riley Gervasio, Nina Gunham, Benjamin Garitano, Jacob Garitano, Isabella Giuliano, Noah Glenzinski, Alexandra Glowick, Eric Gergen, Eric Gomez, Marissa Gonzalez, Sophie Gore, Adele Gorman, Sotidios Guriotis, Owen Graham, Nayeli Granados, River Gray, Rebecca Greco, Noah Grom, Elizabeth Gross, Haley Grubich, Amirani Gudino, Madison Haddad, Garth Hall, Lauren Handley, Jeannie Hansen, Evelyn Harmon, Tanner Hartman, Nicole Havel, Brooke Hazen, Carly Hazen, Nathan Hemstreet, Aaron Hepner, Audrey Higgins, Benjamin Hodanaki, Lauren Holasek, Elena Holton, Connor Hopkins, Hayden Hurst, Elizabeth Huth, Isabel Ayanintome, Aleda Iriarte, Amelia Irvin, Noah Isaac, Matthew Eisenman, Julia Isonimi, Arden Jacob, Camille Jacob, Nicholas Jacob, Eric Jacobson, Benjamin James, Jordan James, Omari James Weaver, Justin Japlin, Kayla Jerazinski, Jonathan Jaso Zamora, Grace Jaworski, Emily Jimenez, Sophia Jimenez, Abigail Johannick, Colton Johnson, Kiera Johnson, Kyle Johnson, Mia Johnson, Robert Johnson, Alexandria Johnston, Branson Jones, Elizabeth Jones, Erta Jonusis, Christina Joseph, Frida Juarez Aguilera, Charles Kaiser, Kristen Karam, Alessandro Caro, Ryan Kastner, Gabrielle Catholinos, Maureen Kelleher, Clark Kelly, Shannon Kelly, Jeffrey Keys, Miriam Cotter, Bilal Khurshid, Catherine King, Corey Kinnunen, Ann Kippis, Charlotte Klasing, Madeline Klockner, Justin Koblick, Isabella Colin, Ava Konder, Helen Kozowski, Georgia Kowal, Joseph Kowalczyk, Zachary Kowalik, Lauren Kramer, Emma Kraus, Megan Kraus, Abigail Kushkowski,
Miles Laffey, Brian Lake, Gina LaMontagne, Emma Lang, Jackie Lang, Danielle Langen, Joshua LeBlanc, Maggie Linher, Edith Leonard, Kyle Leonard, Max Lesher, Isabel Levon, Victoria Levin, Nicholas Lewis, Alexander Liswick, Haley Leitz, Connor Lindeman, Shravan Lingaredigari, Jacob Link, Hannah Livingston, Margaret Logan, Aliyah Lokanawala, Forrest Lorenz, Lauren Lucina, Joshua Lumpkin, Lizette Luna, Jacob Light, Matthew Masick, Megan Macy, Caleb McKenzie, Allison Main, Kyle Mason, Parker Mason, Grace Malone, Thomas Maloney, Rebecca Meniscus, Logan Maramba, Catherine Merrick, Adriana Mariano, Isabella Marandino, Aaron Marzuski, Alexander Martin, Parker Matthew, Paul Matusik, Jennifer May, Gilda McCarroll, Megan McConaughey, Abigail McCormick, Brianna McCraw, Morgan McLean, Madison Melstead, Brianna Mendez, Reagan Merkin, Jacob Murtis, Elizabeth Miller, Aaron Miller, Victoria Miller, Ish Mystery, Matthew Mitchell, Riley Mitchell, Tushar Mitra, Amber Mocha, Addison Modulan, Isabel Wichano, Layla Montague, Isabel Mooney, Braden Moore, Trayvon Moore, Catherine Morrissey, William Mullen, Grace Mulligan, Zachary Mulvey, Katie Murphy, Devin Murphy, Megan Murphy, Jeremy Murray, Kayla Murray, Vasia Nabil, Ray Nally, Jessica Nevada, Catherine Neary, Asher Neal, Samantha Neverall, Andrew Nye, William Norick, James Novak, James Nuttall, Benjamin O'Boyle,
Michelle O'Henson,
Quinn O'Hare, Jonathan Oriala,
Ariana Osorio Sanchez,
Grace Osterman, Angel Pacheco, Jose Pacheco, Emily Polzinski, Daniel Paniagua, Millie Paniagua,
Vasiliki Papadimitropoulou,
Julia Papp, Kyla Parham, Alexis Parker, Jaden Parker, Victoria Pascus, Sean Pate, Mohini Patel, Patrick Patry, Amaya Patton, Jessica Pearson, Grace Pecco, Kendrick Peoples, Jackson Purdue,
Jaslyn Perez,
Hema Perez Gomez, Nicola Perna, Sophia Peters, Mary Peterson, Alex Peterson, Jack Peterson, Seth Peterson, Eli Fodenauer, Jessica Phillips, Catherine Platt, Rebecca Poku Aduse, Colson Poole, Amy Provenzano, Nathan Poots, Miley Puerta, Ashley Pugh, Allison Pastelnik, Dominique Qualtier, Tess Queely, Shay Quinn, Michaela Rainey, Naomi Rajesh, Oton Ramirez, Catherine Ramsey, Cole Rattery, Joshua Reams, Kerrigan Reynolds, Amir Richardson, Jordan Richmond, Mason Ringbloom, Mateo Rodriguez, Zane Rodriguez, Emily Rowe, Angelica May Ronquillo, Brian Rosales, Bradley Rosen, Morgan Rosenberg, Ethan Rowe, Anne Ruddy, Lucas Ruiz, Abby Reinick, Enrique Sagun, Mia Salerno, Jacob Salman, Yasa Samir, Ava Sanchez, Jaquan Sanders, Riley Santon, Jacob Sapega, Gabriella Sauer, Caitlin Scacco, Angelina Scarlatti, Lauren Schenk, Ryan Schindler, David Schmur, Benjamin Schultz, Luke Scholes, Cole Schumacher, Antoine Scott, William Seelinger, Sunti Seagrave Daly, Catherine Seagrest, Prathika Sendil, Ryan Sepulveda, Rohan Sethi, Jordan Shelton, Trinity Sherrill, Matthew Shimonetto, Dylan Skeen, Zachary Skubachevsky, Randy Slovak, Janae Small, Molly Smith, Alexa Snyder, Sean Spakowski, Madeline Spencer, Thomas Sprate, Olga Srentanovic, Nathan Stalianos, Rose Stetkus, Evangelos Stravru, Christopher Stuker, Raymond Stull, Rebecca Stull, Leonardo Suarez, Daniel Sumida, Connor Sutton, Michael Svoboda, Timothy Sweeney, Abigail Tarvin, Miles Teague, Andrew Thompson, Benjamin Thompson, Matthew Thompson, Zanano Tillotson, Dylan Tullusty, Catherine Tokash, Jack Tomey, Emily Topolovic, Carlos Trejo, Gina Tremonti, Eddie Trujillo, Juliana Tui, Naisha Turner, Devon Tyler, Jake Udovich, Edward Rosolika,
Leah Van Santen,
Annette Vasquez Lopez, Kyle Velasco, Angelica Velasquez, Claire Bernard, Alyssa Venkus, Thomas Vodak, James Vranis, Kelly Vranis, Grace Vroman, Ian Wachel, Rebecca Waden, Isaac Wagrich, Colleen Wallace, Gabrielle Walters, Ainsley Washburn, P. Bryce Watson, James Watts, Claire Webster, Samuel Weinheimer, John Walaka, Morgan Wendt, Lily Wenger, Allison Wernett, Jonathan Worthman, Jalen Wilkerson, Tanaya Williams, Sarah Witt, Carlos Wotasic, Baron Woodring, Kyle Worth, Jessica Wright, Julia Wright, Caitlin Yakeley, Caroline Young, Javion Young, Ariana Zielinski, David Zamola.
Students, you should now move your tassels to the left side of your caps to signify your graduation from North High School. Before we conclude our ceremony, I am pleased to share the North High School alma mater, performed by members of the DGN Choir's Class of 2020 and the a cappella choir. Thank you to these students and to choir director, Miss Beth O'Riordan. Congratulations, Class of 2020. You are now proud alumni of Downers Grove North High School.
1, 2, 3.
We were just kids, with our hopes, with our dreams, with our faults. We were just boys, runaway love in a ghost town of hearts. Welcome to my story, to the story of my life. I won't leave you behind, I won't leave you in the dark. So take me, won't you take me back to the start? The train tracks and sparks, to the train tracks and sparks. With our hopes, with our dreams, with our faults, we were just boys, runaway love in a ghost town of hearts. Welcome to my story, to the story of my life. I won't leave you behind, I won't leave you in the dark. So take me, won't you take me back to the start? The train tracks and sparks, to the train tracks and sparks.
You get a double break.